go.
Hello, my name is Mackenzie Daniel, and today I'm going to be talking about soccer and its impact on the world. Soccer is a really old sport played by many cultures in many different countries. It brings those countries together and provides fun and entertainment for millions. You might be wondering yourself, why should I care about soccer, or why should I be concerned with learning more about it? Well, it brings the world together. It attracts millions of passionate fans together. It's changed a lot throughout history, so many people don't know really the origins or how it was created. It's a passageway of sorts between cultures that bring them together in intense matches. Many of the people in the US are not as informed about soccer as other people in other countries. They're not aware of the passion and togetherness that it brings together. And many people just don't know the origins or how the sport was started. Personally, I play soccer, and I also keep up with it through live games, news articles, and television news quite periodically. Today, I'm going to talk to you about the creation of the sport and its origins, how it was started, how it brings cultures together and creates them, and the changes that it's gone through and how modern soccer is today. A little bit about the history of soccer. It dates up to 2,000 years ago. According to Bill Murray and William J. Murray's book, The World's Game, A History of Soccer, there was no real first game of soccer ever played. It's such an old sport. They say it was a mob game of sorts, a village versus village, with no set of written rules. It was mostly played by those who could not afford more expensive activities, such as equestrian and other activities. Over the time, the sport started to become more club-based or city-based, and it became a lot more competitive. The sport became large in Britain during the industrialization period. People in those times played in streets rather than in fields in the cities, and they played until it was dark and the lights went out. In the industrialization period, it brought about steam trains in Britain. This allowed teams to travel across the nation to play with cities from other teams, and this was mainly favored by the middle class. Over time, there began an official set of rules and a governing body for the sport, such as the first set of rules, which was set in Cambridge in 1848. From this, the sport started to spread across the UK. It even spawned unofficial international matches between Scotland and England. The sport also helped to create other sports that branched off from it, such as rugby, Gaelic football, and Australian rules football. The sport has created many cultures, such as that in South America. In South America, soccer is very important to their culture and is enjoyed by many people. The sport requires no equipment and can be played on any surface, so all you need is a ball. South America has produced many creative players in the game, such as Pelé, Messi, Neymar, and Maradona, just to name a few. These players bring real joy and excitement to the world, and especially in South America, as the passion for the sport is really high there. In Europe, the sport is a big part. It attracts lots of players and spectators in extremely competitive matches. It's thought to be the most competitive continent for soccer to be played on. Many players travel all across the world to play in Europe, with hundreds of different nationalities. In the US, however, it's not as popular. According to Wayne Wilson's Altogether Now, soccer is only the 5th most played sport among high schools. At the national level, though, the women's team is very successful, as they have won 3 World Cups, more than any other women's national team. The major men's league in the United States is the MLS, or Major League Soccer, which was started in 1996. This mainly is a league for players past their prime from other countries to come here, which attracts many United States fans who wouldn't normally get to see them play. Now to the modern game of soccer. Media has brought increased viewership and attention to the sport, where people can keep up with the news in real time and even watch matches of their favorite teams all across the world. With increased funds and money in the sport, Many clubs are owned by foreign investors, such as the club Manchester City, who are owned by the Prime Minister of the United Arab Emirates in Western Asia. He bought the club for $276 million in 2008. Many big teams are funded by wealthy foreign investors these days. The sport generates a lot of money, which allows those clubs to pay their players huge wages. As of 2018, Lionel Messi is the second most paid athlete, earning $111 million a year. This leads to luxurious lifestyles off the field for those players. Today I've talked to you about the history and the origins of how soccer started, the cultures that it creates and brings together, and the modern state of the game today. Soccer really brings the world together in intense matches and provides fun and entertainment for millions across the world. Thank you.